Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Stephen Evans, and I am the publisher and editor-in-chief of Outclick Magazine. We hope everyone is doing well and surviving in what we are calling quarantine land during a quite challenging time in our country and for our entire planet. This afternoon, we are most pleased to be talking to Rebecca Hahasi from Deliver the Dream here in Wilton Manors, Florida. Rebecca, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Stephen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Considering the changes that are going on. We're kind of making the best of things. So we're glad to be talking to you today. If you would give us kind of a snapshot of what is Deliver the Dream and your role there, and we'll talk more about your services here in a minute.
All right, sounds good. I am the events and marketing manager. I did actually 2 stints, I would call it, at Deliver the Dream. Originally, I was working in the program department for about 8 years, then came back about a year ago and have been helping with events and marketing. And a little synopsis of Deliver the Dream is we've been around since 2002, and we provide programs for families who have a serious illness, crisis, or disability.
Okay, that's very good. And you all are located here in Wilton Manors, is that correct?
Just a little bit. I mean, it's technically it's Fort Lauderdale area, so it says
Fort Lauderdale. Okay.
Definitely head over to Rosie's and a few other places. Many times when that we were not quarantined for some lunch. It's
okay.
like the road.
Okay, and then tell us about what kinds of services that you and Deliver the Dream provide to our community.
Sounds good. We provide a couple different programs. Our main program is called our Family Retreats. It's a signature program. It was really the first program that was started and created. What we do is we take families going through a disability, illness, or crisis on that particular illness or crisis on a retreat weekend. It lasts 3 days and 2 nights. We take up to 75 people on each weekend. So sadly, we're having to postpone a lot of these events. But for example, we have a weekend that is for families who have a child with epilepsy. So people from all of the state of Florida, and actually we have been helping people throughout the United States. Pretty much 75% of our families come from the state of Florida. But all these families come on a weekend, and they're therapeutic activities that are done by professional psychosocial staff. So we take them through a journey the entire weekend. We want them to, one, reconnect as a family. We want to really make families stronger. We want to provide them with resources. We also like to call them, I like to call them aha moments, where they may be doing something one way and they just thought about a different way to do them. And that's something that they can gain through our program. And it's very intimate. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And we've been doing those, as I said, since 2002. Some newer programs that we have is something called Family Fun Days.
Okay.
We work with our community, whether it's NASCAR down in Homestead, or it's the Panthers, or it's the Miami Marlins. They provide us with tickets, and we provide them to our families. So again, a lot of the families that we work with, even if they're not quote unquote strapped for cash, we provide these programs to them so that, with a lot of things going on in your life, you forget to have fun. So we recognize that when you're doing a lot of recreational activities, you're going to have more fun as a family. So that's what we want to encourage them to do. So we work with community partners, and we typically do one every other month. And again, throughout the entire state of Florida. And our last program is called A New View.
Yeah, but before you go into the third one, I was going to let people know, if you're watching, share to your page so other people can join us. Didn't mean to interrupt you, I apologize, but share to your page so people can join us. I'm actually doing 2 things at once. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sharing to my page and sharing to my story, because I'd love for people to engage. And if you have questions and want to comment, we can put those comments up. But share to your page and share to some groups so people can join us live. But I'm sorry, go ahead with your third area. Sorry about that.
No problem. And as you're saying that, I'm going to say that also.
Okay.
Us out live post. All right, as you're doing that, I'm like, that's right. He told me to do this. And our last program is called A New View. So we work with different people out in the community. We've provided it to libraries, to different community groups. where we're giving people a different perspective on what it's like to live with a disability or an illness, just really to change people's thoughts and perspectives of how they treat other people or what they can do differently if they were in that kind of same boat. So again, great programs that we've been providing at Deliver the Dream.
Mm-hmm. So the retreats, those I think you've had some maybe LGBT retreats too. But those sound amazing that you're helping people make those kinds of connections and kind of really build those communities like that. We've done some stories on those before. And so do you have any interesting stories that have come about because of those retreats?
Definitely. So we have done a lot of LGBTQ weekends. I would say, I want to say like 95% of the people always come back and say that they were very powerful. So I remember, especially from a LGBT weekend, the family was driving back home, and it was a child who had come out, and he was with his parents on the way home. And after they would finish the retreat, and it was the sibling who actually opened up to the parent and said, I have to tell you, I've been having a really hard time with, John, who came out recently. I've been getting bullied at school. So it wasn't even the child who came out, it was the sibling. But
oh, wow.
That child parents didn't know about it, but that conversation was started because of our weekend, because they were in support groups the entire weekend, because they were with other kids that said, I know exactly how you feel. So that was able to come out. We've done bereavement weekends where that family's gotten together and that parent hasn't had an opportunity to open up with other parents. And they literally will say to us in our closing circle of, this is the first time I feel like I can talk about my child or my spouse without breaking down, with realizing that I have some sort of sense of hope that thank you for just giving us this glimpse into the future that everything might be okay. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of great stories like that.
Yeah. And I think that's what's so interesting. You all are providing such great connections for people who had those commonalities. As you and I have been talking about your programs, I'm learning more and more and more that the families that have whatever crisis they're going through, you're helping them build those connections through those retreats or through those fun days. Tell me a little bit more about the fun days. What kinds of things, is there one particular one that stuck out in your mind or one that's been particularly fun? Those sound really amazing.
Yeah, I'd say the best one that I remember going to was a Miami Marlins game. And one of the families was sitting behind me, and they saw me, they smiled, they were very excited. I said, are you so excited? First time actually been to a game, which I thought a baseball game, which I thought, oh, wow, this is amazing. And then it was the first time the 4-year-old had a cotton candy. So to watch a kid have cotton candy for the first time, I mean, it was priceless. It was great. I was really sad. I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to have my phone, and I missed it. So for them, not only as a family to enjoy that game and have that experience, but then for that child, for us to be part of that, that they got an opportunity to have cotton candy for the first time and have that sugar high. I mean, it was great. It was very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell the enthusiasm in your voice, and the people that I've talked to that have worked with you all really have just enjoyed working with you and your programs and what you provide. The connections have been so important that you all have provided. Ironically, right now with the COVID-19, and someone has even said, talk about COVID-19, this has really impacted the services that you provided because of the disconnect in our community. How have you adapted? Obviously, like a lot of folks, using technology and some other things. How has Deliver the Dream adapted, and what kinds of things are you providing now?
Sure, definitely, because the biggest component of our program was connecting with each other, not only just socially and emotionally, but physically. So what we decided to do pretty much right when we went home back in March, halfway through March, is we created a program called Hope at Home. We actually have a mascot. It's a bear, and her name's Hope. So that's where that kind of came from. But basically, these programs are provided twice a week. One day is interactive. On a Tuesday, we post activities where we might post an activity about some of the trending activities, where this last one was color a rainbow. put it in your window, or chalk the walk. But either way, it's activities that we see trending or ones that we do internally on our retreats, which makes them very cool and quirky and fun. On Thursdays, we also do interactive live programs on Zoom. So if anyone's interested in that, they would have to email Zach Goldberg, and all the information's on our website. But then they're interactive. And if they're interested in even joining any of the Hope at Home programs, we actually send them a welcome kit. So it's not just sign up, go grab a pencil. It's sign up, but we're going to provide you with a kit for free because funding, and we want to be able to provide this for the community. Sign up and do these activities with us. Like, open up your kit, see what you got in there, and we're going to send you something for the entire month about all of the cool activities that we have going on. And then we also do have introduced a campfire series, which I know we'll be talking with Matt Tucker shortly. Again, concert series is a big part of our family retreats. Is on Friday night, we have a campfire, and we love that environment that it creates of people sitting around a campfire, just talking. No real facilitation for any sort of topic, but it's just that person where they've been playing all day and they have an opportunity to sit down, or maybe their child is just enjoying themselves, and they're out, and we give everybody glow sticks. Not gonna lie, pretty much keep track of the numbers, but glow sticks. That we have night games. We do some campfire songs. So we wanted to recreate that. So that's where we're having our campfire series come into play. And what's very cool too is that this is for anyone now. When before it was illness, crisis, or a disability, you had to fill out an application. We're on a crisis. This is a crisis. Like, this is crazy. So we're encouraging anyone to sign up for our program and to utilize our service.
That was, I had your website up there so people could see.
I did. I saw that.
I know. I'm learning how to use all of this fun technology. Your website is up here. There's ways to give, ways to donate, and your contact information is on there.
Yeah, so if you go under programs and you click down, it'll say, or it says right there, Hope at Home. And you click on that and find all the information that you need.
Okay. That's very cool. We've got a couple of questions. And someone says, plus your contests.
Oh, yes. So we have a weekly contest, which is a drawing of the Hope the Bear. Basically, you put it's what do you do with Hope at Home? So again, all these activities that we want you to do, we want you to do as a family. That's what our program is about. It's about families, making families stronger. So we want people to color. And again, we will send you the sheet if you don't have a printer, or if you do, or if you just want to sketch it yourself. And then you submit the drawing back to Zach. And it's announced on Monday morning who the winner is, and you get a prize. I mean, that's amazing. So who else is giving out prizes to make a drawing of what you would do with Hope the Bear?
That's very good. And we have a nice comment from Ray Raddock-Bruck.
Yep.
It's just what a great idea to keep the kiddos busy. And then Sam Sprout says, we love you guys.
Sam's an awesome. I know Sam. He's a great. Sam and Bobby and his son. They're great volunteers. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in August.
Hey there. Oh, and there's Bobby. Hey, Bobby. That's great. That's great for people to be tuning in. Thank you for watching. Let's see. Let me get back to our screen, and I'm juggling multiple things. I think my computer can keep up. So you are something upcoming on April 24th.
Yes, Friday.
Yes.
Very excited. It's the kickoff event for a campfire series.
Okay. And it is a concert with
Matt Tucker.
Matt Tucker. Matt, would you like to say hello?
How's it going?
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Welcome to today's show, broadcast, live stream, whatever we want to call it. Rebecca, tell us a little bit about the upcoming show, and then we'll chat with Matt about his music.
Awesome. Definitely. So Matt Tucker, coming up country artist. He'll tell you a little bit more about where he's performed and what he's doing, but he actually did a performance for us in December with the veterans at our veterans retreat, a very intimate performance, helped us out. So when we introduced our program of saying, let's do something virtual, we want to do, our first one wants to be a concert. And how do you feel about doing a concert on Zoom? Very intimate. And what do you think about it? And he didn't even hesitate. And he's like, sign me up. What do I need to do? And that's it.
That's awesome. Well, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your music, and kind of how you got started singing.
Okay, yeah. So I'm originally I was born and raised in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Rock Hill is a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm right at the state line of North and South Carolina where I was raised at. Grew up like a normal kid, just playing sports and stuff. And I found a love for music. I didn't know I had it early on. I didn't play it early on. I didn't start playing guitar until I was like 22. And it just kind of came to me one day, and I just decided to teach myself. And 12 years later, here I am. So I've been after it for 12 years, working out of Nashville for probably 8 years now. And we kind of tour. I'm still independent. Kind of tour all over the country. Just loving life and having fun.
That's great. Are you still there? You're breaking up a little bit. Sometimes the video is a little slow, but so while he's coming back, so this would be a Zoom show. Is that right, Rebecca?
Correct. And you have to register because, of course, we can only have so many people on a Zoom call at once. And we're pretty much nearly half, almost 75% booked. So we are still taking registrations up until Friday. So please make sure that you go online, www.deliverthedream.org. Register. Again, it's free. We just ask you for your information and how many people are going to be on the call with you. So as I said, we're almost 75% full. And I think from there, we have almost over 200 participants going to be on the call or listening. You don't have to do it. It can just be, it doesn't have to be video, and you can just listen in, or you can go on your computer, but don't have to use video. It's whatever you want to do.
All right. Matt, you were breaking up, so we cut out a minute, but so tell us a little bit more.
Sorry about that.
What were some of your, can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear Matt? Matt, say something else.
Hello, how are you guys?
All right. So who are some of your inspirations for your music, Matt?
Oh man, I grew up so I grew up on like Conway Twitty and Keith Whitley and then obviously well, not obviously, but I was a 90s baby, so I'm a big 90s fan of all music. So a lot of my inspiration for, I guess, what I love and what I've kind of fall back on when I listen to music is 90s. And so I love a lot of the 90s country artists. And that's kind of my style. When I write, it just naturally comes out that way. So Alan Jackson's probably one. He's got the song that I call my theme song, and it's Chasing That Neon Rainbow. That's kind of feel like what I do every day after this thing. So
that's great. So what's one of your favorite songs to sing?
Actually, it would have to be Chasing That Neon Rainbow. No matter how many times I do it, as soon as I start playing it, I just get chills. It makes me feel like I'm doing something I was supposed to do, so it gives me purpose. That'd have to be my favorite.
Okay, I'm having trouble hearing you. Let me get to. You're not on there. So I'm having trouble hearing you, Rebecca. Can you hear him? Okay.
I can. Yes.
You can. For some reason, it's not coming back to me. So we'll work on that. The technology, I know, is a little bit challenged. But so what else? Tell us anything else about your music, Matt. So we'll let you kind of freeform it and tell us about your music,
sure.
And how people can find you online.
Okay, so yeah, my website is matttuckermusic.com. Basically, I feel like I'm kind of a twist of 90s / modern country. More of a, I guess, more of a country rockabilly type feel. I may have a couple songs coming out that may have some R&B-ish feel to it, but it's pretty modern. And it's just, I don't know, I write from the heart. I write about 80% of what you hear me put out. I do listen to songs and cut songs. And basically when I do that, it's kind of one of those deals where it feels like I would have wrote the song if I've cut it, you know, because I feel like if you can't deliver the message, there's no point in putting it out as, you know, as my release. As far as me putting out music, if it's, you know, shows, it's different for me to cover something because it's part of the show. But if I'm going to put it out and put my name on it, it definitely feels like it would be mine, whether I wrote it or whether somebody else wrote it. You know what I mean? And, you know, as far as for me, it's just one of those deals where I know I'll do it for the rest of my life. Right now, it feels like this is all I'm supposed to do. So I'm just after it and trying to deliver a package until a receiver's found, you know?
There we go. Okay, I can hear you now.
You got me? Awesome. Awesome.
There we go. There we go. Now I can hear you. That sounds cool. I'm actually from Kentucky. I'm from a small town called Versailles. And yes, it's pronounced Versailles, even though it's spelled like Versailles. So it's great from being from the South. So yeah. Yeah. So we're looking forward to your concert. That will be a lot of fun. It's all going to be through Zoom. And you have all the technology and all that set up so it all works. And
yeah, so I've got everything ready as far as where I have to log in and everything. And I've used Zoom before. Zoom's kind of popular right now in the country music world, especially for the folks that, I don't live in Nashville permanently. I just frequent Nashville. So, and there's a lot of artists that do that. So for the ones that don't live there, everybody's kind of doing rights over Zoom right now. So Zoom's pretty cool. It's a good tool for especially just stuff like this and in our industry where you got to keep social distancing and but you still got to work, you know.
And I was going to say, Steve, so for the concert, for anyone, as actually, Matt, I think we have a little dress rehearsal tomorrow, I think maybe.
Okay.
We all set to go for it. And as I said, it starts at 7 o'clock, but you have to register. So it can't be where you get a link that day. You have to go onto our website and register, again, because we can only have so many people on it. And if you want your space, you definitely have to register before it, quote unquote, gets sold out. So, and it's very close to being sold out, and I'm assuming we'll be sold out by Friday.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Well, we appreciate you all talking with us today. We had a little bit of a technology glitch. I could hear one of you, but then I plugged in and got you. So we look forward to the concert. We're really appreciative of what Deliver the Dream does. And Matt, thank you for working with them and coming in. This will be a really special time. So Rebecca, we thank you for what you all are doing. How can we find Deliver the Dream online? That's always a question we ask.
Sure. You can go to www.deliverthedream, all spelled out, all one word, .org. And you can also check out any of our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel. So we'll make sure that it goes up on YouTube also. Okay.
And Matt, did you get to mention where we find you online as well?
I did. And again, it's matttuckermusic.com. You know, I always say just ask Google. Just type in Matt Tucker Music, and any link or website, social media that I'm on, yeah, Google does a really good job of pulling me up. So I'm not hard to find, and me and Google are friends. So
that's great. Well, we appreciate what you all are doing, and the question I ask everyone too is, what words of encouragement can you give people who are right now isolated and struggling financially or emotionally? What words of encouragement could you give them? Matt, we'll start with you. What would you say to people right now?
Well, I know exactly what anybody is feeling right now. And the biggest thing is realize that you're not the only one, and try to keep your head up best you can. And, just, if anything, just say a prayer for somebody else, and it'll help get you through it, and keep your head up as far as, when this thing's over. And if it does get over, I'm sure this is going to be a thing that's going to last with us for the rest of our lives. We'll never forget. It's definitely you're being part of history. So just remember always to it's not anybody's fault, and everybody's in it together. So just keep your head up.
Thank you. Rebecca?
Echoing definitely what Matt has to say, and just recognizing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And even though it is probably very hard, it's definitely very hard whether you lost a job or whether you still have a job, because now you have two jobs because you're working at home, but maybe you have kids or you're worried about a parent. I mean, there's so many things going on. I encourage you to still stay involved as much as you can. For example, even our program, even you're like, something else to do, today at 3 p.m., on Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. or this Friday at 7, just do it. It'll keep you connected, because that's what we're missing. And that's what we love about being humans, is that emotional and physical connection. And I know we don't have it. I know it's not the same, but just do it. Just still stay involved, be involved. We're here for you. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it will get better.
Mm-hmm. Someone said, just keep swimming. If that's possible. If that's possible. So thank you. I know it's been challenging for me personally at times, that the connections are missing, and wondering when it's going to be over and what life will be like. But it's really nice to make connections like this in ways that I had not made before, and to know that there are people out there that are working and will be there for us and for the community when we're done. So I really appreciate your all's time, and I appreciate what you are doing, and that this is coming up, and this gives me something to look forward to personally. So thank you for that. Is there anything else we didn't talk about that you'd like to mention?
That's it. Just look forward to seeing that means I'll look for your registration then there, Stephen. So for the concert.
Thank you. All right. Well, listen, have a great evening, and thanks for all that you are doing. Have a great evening.
Thank you.